All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Los Angeles Lakers video. LeBron James will be making his return from injury tonight against the Boston Celtics. And boy, oh boy, do the Los Angeles Lakers need them. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a couple of reasons why I still 100% believe that the Los Angeles Lakers will win the championship this season, and they're going to be completely fine. And the first thing goes to show you it's LeBron James. I mean, it's LeBron James. You have probably, or possibly, depending on your opinion, one of the greatest, not only athletes, but specifically basketball players of all time, let alone, especially our generation. So LeBron James going into this season knew what he was getting. So I see all these complaints about Russell Westbrook. There's even some complaints about Anthony Davis. Well, here's the bottom line. For Anthony Davis, who we'll talk about a little later in this video, I have some things that I want him to fix specifically with leadership and vocalizing complaints. But here's the bottom line. LeBron James. It's LeBron James. Anthony Davis plays his best games with LeBron James. They go hand in hand, 1-2. That's when AD thrives. But for Russell Westbrook, it's not like LeBron James is just figuring out right now that, Russell Westbrook maybe turns the ball over a little bit. Maybe he's a little inefficient, can't shoot the three ball, maybe throws up some bricks here and there. It's not like he's just figuring that out now. It's not like LeBron James like, oh man, this is what Russell Westbrook's like? Man, we should trade him. That is not what is happening. Before we go any further in this video, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, post videos every single day. Try and post Lakers videos every single day as well. We're trying to get to 9,000 subscribers by the end of the year, by the end of the month. So every new subscriber, every like, every comment, it really helps me out. Also, my Twitter's down below in the comment section and in the bio. But it's not like LeBron James is freaking out right now because it's like, oh no, Russell Westbrook's not playing well. He knew what he was getting into before this season started. That's why the Lakers, specifically LeBron James, picked Russell Westbrook over a shooter in Buddy Hield. And speaking of shooters, there's some complaints going around online about guys like Wayne Ellington, even like Malik Monk. You'll probably start hearing about it just like even guys like Trevor Ariza when he returns. Not so much THT because he's playing really well right now, but I'm talking specifically guys like Wayne Ellington, guys like Malik Monk, who are the three-point shooters. They're a little inconsistent right now. Some games Wayne Ellington will go off, sometimes Malik Monk goes off, but for the most part it's a little inefficient, or not inefficient, it's a little inconsistent due to inefficiency on that consistent basis. Well, here's the bottom line. LeBron James not in. Not only does LeBron James just every defender is focused on him. Whenever LeBron James is on the court, all five of the defenders on the court know where he is at all times. So not only does he get more attention drawn towards him, more double teams, more triple teams, he finds his players. So yeah, he gets more attention, which helps the Lakers' cause as well. But he knows how to find his guys. And what is that going to give guys like Melo? What is it going to give guys like Wayne Ellington, Malik Monk? It's going to give them wide open looks. And what did we see in the first couple of games of the season with LeBron James? Carmelo Anthony was doing his best. Why? Because Carmelo Anthony doesn't have to do much other than the play, sit there, ready to shoot the ball. And when he gets the ball, he's shooting it and it's going in. So no. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about Russ. I'm not worried about the shooters. I look at a guy like THT, who right now is averaging like 20 points per game. I mean, I know he's for a fact at least averaging 15. THT is turning into, at just 20 years old, he's like literally inserting himself as a valuable piece to a championship team right now. Not only can he shoot the three ball and has some offense, but he's very, very good defensively. He can guard multiple positions. He can guard the perimeter very well, block shots, get some steals, play good help defense. THT offensively and defensively. That's why the Lakers want him. They saw what he has. That's why LeBron's not trying to get rid of it. LeBron never traded THT. The Lakers never traded THT because they see the value in that. So the biggest thing that I think the Lakers are going to win the chip this year, and I really just don't have Could I see the Warriors winning? Could I see the Warriors beating them? Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think it'll happen. And what's the reason? It's talent. I don't think you could argue that the Lakers, top to bottom, don't have the best roster in the entire NBA. I mean, there's a significant talent gap from the Lakers to a team like the Houston Rockets. It's significant. It's almost like every player on the Lakers is better than every player on the Rockets. It's almost as if. So you have just all this talent. And I understand Frank Vogel. I understand Frank Vogel isn't my favorite coach. And I think if I was a Lakers fan, Frank Vogel would be giving me a tough headache every single day. Every single day or every single game. Because sometimes his rotations are a little questionable. He'll continuously run the same lineups that just aren't working. But I have news for you. I have news for Lakers fans, which they're probably all already aware of. Every team hates their coach's rotations. Every single team. I cover all the teams in the NBA, specifically the Houston Rockets, the Toronto Raptors, the Chicago Bulls. You have some really good coaches in there. Nick Nurse, Billy Donovan. Every team, no matter if you're at the top, if you're at the bottom, most of the fans are going to complain about rotations unless you're like the Golden State Warriors and you're 14-2. Even the Golden State Warriors, there are some issues with rotations when they're playing bad. So keep that in mind. But I think Frank Vogel, given that they won a championship with him, I mean, I don't think he should be fired this year. I don't think he should even really be on the hot seat right now at all. I don't think that he's even rumored to be on the hot seat, but I do see some people calling for the firing of Frank Vogel. I agree that Frank Vogel, he doesn't really have an identity. You know, he doesn't specialize in anything specific. He's kind of like a generalized coach, but for the most part, if they won with him 2 years ago, I'm going to trust the Lakers that Frank Vogel is their coach and that LeBron, AD, Russell Westbrook, they all want him. So really just the whole point of this video is the Lakers are going to win it because of the talent gap. And Russell Westbrook, if he gives me, let's say, 28-8 every single night, the Lakers are going to be just fine. Anthony Davis plays better with LeBron James. Carmelo Anthony plays better with LeBron James. Every player on the court plays better with LeBron James. And so LeBron isn't sitting into himself right now, sipping on his Pinot, saying, man, what are we going to do about Russ? He's like, no, let me fix this. And I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron James comes out tonight, plays almost 40 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron James gets injured at some point in this season because he's going to have to do a lot this season. The main reason they got Russell Westbrook was so he could take nights off so that they could continue to win without him being that glue. That's not the case. It's showing that's not the case. That's not what's going to happen this year. At the very least, that's not what's going to happen right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers were a 6 seed. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers were a 5 seed. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers won 48, 49 games and they didn't get to 50. But for the most part, LeBron James, he's going to fix everything. So that's it for today, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys tomorrow.